If anything, then ArcoLinux is an advocate of telling you build your own ISO. In ArcoLinuxB.com we explain you that you can build any ISO that we have. Build your own ISO. You can build it on all these guys and have an ArcoLinux ISO that you like, with the applications on Wayfire, for example, that you like, on Sway and so on. All of the desktops are here. It's just a matter of knowledge and knowing what to change, and you have your own ISO. This is one of the intros to go to the next level. I want to build my own distro. I want to build a new name. I'm inventing, reinventing and creating my own distribution, and there have been lots of people have passed along, right, in the 6 years, and they have started their own distribution, like ArcoLinux, which is now again stopping because it is a lot of work to maintain and to support people. And many of these guys start, and then of course if work and life do not allow it anymore, they stop with their project. But the point is, you can learn how to create from A to Z. This is binge watching that you have to do, what we've done over the last 4 years with Carly. And here is the general guide, a comprehensive guide to ISO building. So what I'm going to teach you now is basically again another tutorial how to build ISOs. You can get knowledge in so many ways: Carly, ALCI, Ariser, and lots of links in this page. And if you've seen them all, if you've read them all, if you listened to them all, you know as much as I do. This video, extra video that we're gonna have and create here is, let's keep that one open, is a personal project. You may have seen that the last days I've been communicating with Mr. Green from ArchBang. ArchBang is an ArcoLinux based, and the idea is to have something minimal. And this is his place to be on the internet. And if you recognize, if you're an ISO builder, you recognize these things: AI root file system, Arch ISO, root file system, grub, and so on. And you recognize files and profile dev, etc. And you say, I can try to build the ArchBang ISO myself. And then maybe, right, maybe, just maybe, if you have enough knowledge, you can start changing things. So that's basically what I've done. I have forked, I have an account on GitLab, I've signed in, and then you can fork a project, which basically means you stick in the cloud, you stay in the cloud, and you copy paste from his account to my account. Let's see if I can do that like this, right? And then I say, I'm gonna add a few things. I like to have Git already on the ISO. I would like to have mirror lists and little stuff that you say, that's what's missing, that's what I like to change. And then this thing is a fork. And I am now 10 commits ahead of the upstream repository. Doesn't mean a thing, but I've done added some things, added some links here. Here we have some information, the GitHub from Mr. Green himself and the GitHub from me, so we know. And I've changed the numbering system, stuff like that. So it's interesting to have such a thing available, and it's interesting to learn from all this and see in the commits what I've done and see why things change, right? And then you say, okay, let's now try and build it. So basically you can git clone this just as you could git clone the other one, but I've added some things for myself. I built ArchBang ISO. I've made a script so it's easier for me to basically run it all the time. So if we click this one, you can do this with me, and then maybe the desktop is always a good place. And let's delete that one, and then open terminal here, git clone. You can try this with me, and forking as such is not necessary yet. You got a folder. This is the script that builds it, so this is extra for me, and this is the normal build. And we're gonna ask this build to change things. We've changed here as well the numbering system. I rather like to talk in day, 28, 01, the month, and then the year afterwards. And we have a special fixed key file to, you know, ArcoLinux, right? So ArcoLinux keyring and getting rid of the broken things and get the keys in. So the pacman key init, pacman key populate, and other stuff as well. So you can see at the changes, you know, the drill, git ahead, and you go and see what I changed. Adding fixed key here, and then the link there, some changes here. Don't want the out folder, the work folder. So when you build an ISO, it's going to work in a certain folder, and afterwards it's going to put it in the out folder. And then later on, I'll just put it in here on my ArchBang out folder, right? So that's what's going to happen. And this is going back in time, what was changed by Mr. Green or by me, and then you can follow that along. So without further ado, right, we go to the desktop, we say here, and we're gonna build the ArchBang. That's the one we need, and all the rest is what it needs, right? You can't delete it, but this is what you need. And off it goes, building stuff. And you get here the work folder. So basically this guy is doing its job in here, and in here this is your future system, and everything will be put in there, and later on it's gonna go on the ISO, and even later on the real metal machine or VirtualBox. So it knows where it is, home Eric desktop. We always choose, what's what ArcoLinux says is the default, always the first one. So check 2. So sometimes you may have to override it after rebooting, after installation and rebooting. That's up to you. There's only 550 packages here, so that's charming. That's great. Look at what's happening here with the site. Let's see, going on, installing 550. It's just about 1 gigabyte, and that's thanks to OpenBox, right? It doesn't really require a lot of stuff. OpenBox really is minimal. It used to be i3 I've seen in the past. And we're making, with 16 processors hard at work, we're working on that particular thing, right? BTOP. Go ahead. That's my centigrade, is that the word? Celsius, right? Celsius, that's it. Jesus. And here 100%, it's all busy, and it's getting hotter and hotter. So guys, don't do this in machines that are 10 years old. They're supposed to be on retirement. They shouldn't work that hard, right? It's you're heating up your machine, and yeah, some dignity in old age. But this guy is only 3 years old, I think. Let's see how old. This guy is from April 2021, more or less, right? Let's say 3 years. It should be working. And we have to wait for the ISO to pop out. And when it pops out, it goes in here, the ArchBang out. And I guess we better split the video in 2. When that's done, we'll install it on virtual machine. And what do we check? We check if we have fixed key, we check if we have Git there, we check what else? If we can install things immediately, if the mirrors from ArcoLinux are available. And there we are. So the naming is a little bit different than the official naming from Mr. Green. 28 is the day, 01 is January, and 24 is the year. And the next video is gonna be adding this guy inside VirtualBox and boot it up.